Hey folks, welcome to the Restoration Couple. I'm Tim, Joe's somewhere else. We're going to show you today how we got on and started our flooring. This is a really nice stage to be at in the build. And it's also a really satisfying product to use, so stick around, we'll show you all. This is like one way to mop the floor, isn't it? Right, it's that time. It's finally time to get flooring down. We made an impatient start yesterday before I could even get the cameras out, but I'll show you the whole process. We've got nearly 100 square metres to do, so plenty to get on with. Giving ourselves a little hour challenge this afternoon to get a little bit done. Just needs one of Nanny's cushions. Don't tell her. Nothing in the way.
Now I can put it down.
Hang on, okay.
Oh, no.
That's it. See,
It joins.
leave a little gap there. So lower it down. We're a bit tight against the wall, but it's about right. Then we just need to get one in. And it should clip across. Okay, smooth. Tell me when it's lined up. It's okay?
Yeah. 2, 3.
Now ordinarily you go all the way to the other end, whatever offcut you've got you start the next row with. The end of the row is 16 metres that way and we're not ready for it to be floored up there, so we're stopping at a certain point. So just for this first bit coming into the room, I'm going to cut a third on here, then we can go back to that normal sort of procedure. So by starting with that little section there, we now got a good stagger, and hopefully we're going to end up being able to use our offcut from this next run. Now we're doing that one, flip it over, give ourselves a bit of an expansion gap. Lovely job. Yeah. It's taken 40 minutes for this little bedroom, which with 2 rugrats running around isn't too bad. Careful with the wall. I hadn't actually measured out the whole room, so I wasn't sure if I was going to end up with a little snippet along there. We have to finish on a complete board that end because of the centre point of the cabin. Ordinarily you want to make sure you can measure out from the middle and make sure you don't end up with a skinny bit. You want like half a board minimum. We're just about perfect here that the skirting board's going to cover. And these we'll start the next room with, so I don't think we've had too much wastage. Keep on. So little Saturday afternoon project, less than an hour, 1 room done, a little bit more on the hallway, so hopefully we can carry on along here. Excuse the plumbing gymnastics. I don't want to go all the way through to the other end because we're not quite ready for that yet, so hence why I've left the staggered boards there, but we can still now work our way into this room. Sweep round, do all that. We should probably then be able to get into that room. So we can at least have all 3 of these done on the clean, dry side of the cabin. Probably do it all together if there's 3 of us.
No, let's just do it, mine. I love the way it kind of relaxes when you've done it.
Oh, I know.
It's quite satisfying, isn't it? And it makes you feel like, oh, I've done it. I've done it right.
And it's sealed. Yeah.
Keep on going a little bit more.
Okay. Chop. Yeah. That's it.
Look at that, CMFA. Are we trying to slot it in now?
Yeah. Not binding on it, is it? Oh, that's alright.
Yeah.
What a me. Right, we're a few weeks into doing bits and bobs of the flooring now. As you can see, things are piling up. Kids are using this after school. There's timber and stuff, but it is a really resilient, durable floor, so I'm not too worried about it. It's not like we've still got to decorate and plaster and everything, so I don't think we need to get any proper floor protection down, but we're just being careful as we go. We've got 2 more rooms to do down this end of the cabin, and then we're on to the fun bit, because it will be that huge expanse down the other end. We just want to finish off a few jobs before we get to that point. So a couple of little things to point out. One is we've specifically started off 1 board away from the centre. That means that when we join, well, when we do the other side, the join down the middle of the cabin, which will have a cover strip anyway, is in the right place. So when the 2 halves are split, it splits at a good point, and it's also on a natural break in the flooring. It is on a centre rather than just finishing on half a board. As you can see, door linings are not in, and all of the second fix stuff has just shown up. So there is a good reason for that. We wanted our flooring to go in first. That means that we can finish our skirting boards down onto it. So we've stopped away from the wall by, I don't know, 8 to 10 mil, maybe a little bit less in places. But there's actually space under our plasterboard as well. So the whole thing is floating, it's not trapped in any way. We'll be then fitting our door linings down. It'll sit and cover up over that gap. Then the architrave will go on and the skirting board, so it'll all tie in nicely. We had enough stuff to notch around anyway, so having the door linings out just gives a nicer, cleaner finish. Of course, you've got to be a little bit more careful because you're working over a finished floor, but I don't think there's any issues. We're going to pre-finish everything outside of the building and fit it all in one go. So 3 bedrooms, hallway, utility, all floored now. The bathroom, you can see we've started dry fitting bits in there. We're going to actually hold off, see how much we've got left. I think I've ordered enough for that room as well, but if we're short, then we may use a stone effect version of this in there just to make a little bit different. You know, it's nice to have it consistent through the building. We've never had that. We've always done room by room renovations at the old house, and you kind of lose that consistency. So it's going to be nice to have this go through. Now, I've not looked into the literature too much, I will have to admit, but with click LVT flooring, there is a limit to how big you can go before you need a break in it. Now, this way, we're only 2.7 metres because it's a narrow kind of half of the building before there's that join anyway. I think I've read somewhere that some click LVT planks can only go up to 12 metres before a break. We're about 15 if you were to run it all the way down. There is a natural point in that hallway door splitting the living area from the bedroom area where we could cut through and put a threshold. I can't imagine it's going to be an issue, so I've left it. So it's 15, or just over 15 metres that way, and 2.7, 2.8 this way. So it's a big floor and it is all connected, but there's loads of space for expansion and nothing's fixing through it. So fingers crossed that's going to be a good route. Otherwise, like I say, we've got that as a backup option if we saw an issue somewhere in the floor. Of course, the problem is when you're doing a full run and you're trying to work through and not have any breaks in it, you end up having to go quite far before you can put the next board in and stagger it back, because you can't miss out a course and then just come back in and start again. You need to kind of, your first course needs to go the furthest, if that makes any sense. So we wanted to get this entrance area done, which we have done now, and it feels just much bigger, and it's nice now to have that there. But that meant we had to start coming into the living area, and we weren't quite ready for that yet. But I'm rushing ahead and getting my cedar wall done. I'm not going to show you any of that because that's going to be a big reveal once it's done. I might even try and get all the flooring done that end first, and then show you the finished article because it's looking good. Utility has turned into a messy room again, but as you can see, here is the break. So this is where that trim piece will go. Door lining will sit down over, and it comes around and tucks into that little toilet there. All the units are going in. So if you've got any questions on the flooring, let me know, because we'll be definitely doing a second episode on the flooring. But just to save any questions on the product itself, this is a click LVT system, and this one's by Woodpecker. They mainly do hardwood flooring from the looks of it, but I spotted at our local building suppliers, Bradford's, that they had a kind of a demo or a display area, and they happen to have this. So we got a good deal on that, and it's about 90 square meters or 80 square meters, the whole building. It is heavy, but unless you went with sheet vinyl or something like that, I'm not sure what would be lighter. If you get a quality underlay and a quality carpet, that's pretty heavy. Wood would be heavy. It's just the nature of flooring and large expanses, things add up. So I hope you enjoyed learning along with us on that one. Not used this before, used loads of laminate and wood flooring before, but this is a new one to me. We nearly went with a stick down LVT, but we weren't sure how it would take to this flooring, and this stuff is just as good. It seems really simple to use. It's got that built-in underlay, and I'm pretty pleased with it so far. We'll be showing in the next video a little bit more on the cutting. We use 3 or 4 different techniques for cutting, measuring out and things like that, and there's some good tips there as well. So stay tuned for that one. We'll put it out in the next week or two, but we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time.